Reaching 80 is a blessing many dream of, but not everyone makes it there, and often it's not because of dramatic illness, big surgeries, or fate. It's because of quiet, hidden habits that slowly wear the body down, often without you even realizing it. They're not loud, they don't hurt, but over the years, they can quietly cut your life short. In this powerful video, we'll uncover 5 unexpected reasons why many seniors don't make it past 80, and more importantly, how to gently change course starting today. Because living long isn't about just surviving, it's about staying strong, clear, and deeply alive, all the way to the end. Reason number 1, chronic undereating and low protein intake. It doesn't happen overnight. It begins quietly, a smaller portion here, a skipped meal there. You just don't feel as hungry anymore. Maybe chewing is harder now, or your sense of taste has faded. You find yourself saying things like, I don't eat much these days. Just a piece of toast is enough for me. I'm too tired to cook something proper. And little by little, your body starts to shrink, not just in size, but in strength, resilience, and resistance to illness. This is what doctors call chronic undereating, especially low protein intake. And it's one of the most common and most underestimated reasons why many older adults don't live past 80. After age 60, your body naturally loses muscle mass each year, a condition known as sarcopenia. This process speeds up dramatically if your body isn't getting the nutrients it needs, especially protein. Unlike younger bodies, seniors need more protein, not less, to maintain muscle bone strength, immune function, recovery after illness, independence in movement. Without it, you don't just lose weight, you lose the very foundation that keeps you alive and mobile. Many of these signs are subtle and easily mistaken as normal aging. Feeling tired or weak even after rest, difficulty standing up from a chair, slow healing from wounds or surgeries, loss of appetite or interest in food, sagging skin or muscle, melting from thighs and arms, frequent illness or infections, thin, dull hair, and brittle nails. These aren't just cosmetic, they're biological warning signs, and over time they contribute to falls, fractures, hospitalizations, loss of independence, shortened lifespan. There are many reasons why seniors unintentionally undereat: diminished appetite due to medications or hormonal changes, depression or grief after losing a spouse or friend, dental issues or trouble chewing, fatigue or lack of motivation to cook, budget constraints on healthy groceries, living alone with no one to share meals with. But whatever the reason, the result is the same: a body that quietly weakens, while the spirit still longs to live fully. What you can do: simple, gentle nutrition that restores strength. You don't need to eat big meals or follow complicated diets. You just need to feed your body what it's missing, consistently, lovingly, and without pressure. Here are small steps that make a big difference. 1. Add protein to every meal. Aim for 20 to 30 grams per meal if possible. Examples: scrambled eggs with toast, Greek yogurt with fruit, oatmeal with protein powder or nuts, tofu stir fry or soft cooked beans, chicken or fish blended into soup. If you can't chew well, use protein smoothies, bananas, milk, nut bud, butters powder, soft boiled eggs, lentil or pea-based soups. 2. Snack smart. A handful of nuts, cottage cheese with honey, hard-boiled egg, smoothies. Protein bars, low sugar. 3. Eat small, frequent meals. If large meals feel overwhelming, eat 4 to 5 smaller portions throughout the day. 4. Eat with someone. Whether it's a caregiver, friend, or even over a video call, we eat better when we eat together. 5. Talk to your doctor. Ask about a nutrition checkup, blood work for protein levels, help from a registered dietitian. You've spent a lifetime feeding others, children, grandchildren, partners. Now it's your turn to be nourished. Because eating well at 70 isn't about weight, it's about staying strong enough to live the life you still deserve. You are not eating too little because you're old. You are quietly telling your body to slow down when deep down you still want to move forward. So, eat with love, eat with purpose, eat to stay here, fully, brightly, and beautifully. Reason number 2: untreated loneliness and social withdrawal. You can be surrounded by people and still feel alone, or you can spend most of your days in silence and tell yourself, I'm fine, I like the quiet now. But deep inside, something starts to shift. The phone rings less often. Invitations slow down, old friends pass away, children get busier, and one day you realize it's been days, maybe weeks, since you had a truly meaningful conversation. This isn't just sadness. It's not just a quiet life, it's loneliness, the kind that hides behind routines and politeness. And when left untreated, it quietly shortens lives, especially after 65. Research now shows that chronic loneliness is as dangerous as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Yes, 15. It increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, depression, cognitive decline, and dementia, poor sleep, weakened immunity, and even early death. Why? Because we were never meant to grow old in isolation. Human connection isn't just emotional, it's biological. Your brain lights up when you feel seen. Your immune system strengthens when you feel supported. Your heart literally beats stronger when you feel loved. Many older adults slowly drift into isolation without intending to. You stop reaching out, waiting for others to call first. You avoid gatherings because of fatigue, hearing issues, or not feeling up to it. You say, I'm fine when asked, but inside you feel a little emptier each week. You rarely speak to anyone outside your home. You feel invisible, even in your own family. Loneliness doesn't always look like sadness. Sometimes it looks like silence. There are many reasons seniors withdraw socially, and none of them are due to weakness, grief from losing a spouse or close friends, mobility issues that make travel harder, hearing or vision loss that makes conversation difficult, shame around physical appearance, memory lapses, or health changes, pride, not wanting to bother anyone, fatigue or depression that makes it hard to initiate plans and forget. But even when these reasons feel valid, the cost of long-term disconnection is high. We don't stop needing people just because we age. If anything, we need each other more. What you can do: gentle ways to reconnect. You don't need to be the most social person in the room. You just need meaningful moments of connection regularly and intentionally. One, schedule one connection each week. It could be a phone call, video chat, coffee with a neighbor, walk with a friend, message to an old acquaintance, attending a community event or support group. Two, join a group that matches your energy. Look for gentle, purpose-driven spaces, walking groups, book clubs, senior exercise classes, faith gatherings, online forums for seniors. 3, talk honestly about your loneliness with a family member, caregiver, or therapist. You're not weak for missing people. You're human. 4, give what you wish to receive. Send the first message, leave the first voicemail, mail the first card. Sometimes healing begins by simply reaching out without expecting anything in return. You've lived too long, loved too deeply, and learned too much to fade away in silence. You are not a burden. You are not forgotten. You are still here, and someone out there still needs your presence. Loneliness may shorten life, but connection, even in small doses, can bring you back to it. So let this be your reminder. You're not too old to be loved, and it's never too late to start letting people in again. Reason number 3, poor sleep quality. That's been ignored for years. You go to bed at 9, you wake up at 3, you lie there in the dark, eyes open, mind wandering, or maybe you drift in and out all night, waking up tired no matter how long you stayed in bed. The next day, you feel sluggish, forgetful, foggy, and maybe even a little down. But you tell yourself it's just part of getting old. Sleep isn't as important at this age. As long as I rest a little, it's fine. But here's the truth that many seniors and even some doctors overlook. Chronic poor sleep is a quiet killer, and it may be one of the most underestimated reasons why many people don't live past 80. Sleep isn't just rest, it's when your body repairs, rebuilds, and resets. During deep sleep, your body repairs damaged cells, balances blood sugar, regulates blood pressure, clears out brain toxins, including beta amyloid linked to Alzheimer's, boosts the immune system, processes memories and emotional stress. Without this, your body slowly begins to dysfunction from the inside out. Sleep is not a luxury, it's maintenance for your brain, your heart, your hormones, and your longevity. You may think poor sleep just makes you tired, but over time, it's been linked to increased inflammation throughout the body, higher risk of heart disease and stroke, memory loss, and faster cognitive decline. Depression and anxiety, type 2 diabetes and weight gain, weakened immune response, shorter lifespan. In fact, studies have shown that consistently sleeping less than 6 hours a night in older adults increases the risk of early death by 12 to 15%. Seniors often face real sleep challenges such as frequent bathroom trips, nocturia, pain from arthritis or chronic conditions, side effects from medications, sleep apnea, or shallow breathing. Restless leg syndrome, loneliness, stress, or grief at night, changes in melatonin levels, your natural sleep hormone. But because many of these issues develop slowly, people adapt to poor sleep instead of addressing it. It's always been like this. At least I nap during the day. I just watch TV when I can't sleep. These coping habits may seem harmless, but they don't fix the underlying problem. What you can do to improve sleep, gently and naturally. You don't need pills right away. You need a sleep environment and routine that honors your body's rhythm. Here's how to start. 1. Create a calm, consistent bedtime routine. Dim lights after sunset. Sip a warm, non caffeinated drink like chamomile tea. Listen to soft music or light nature sounds. Do gentle stretches or deep breathing before bed. Go to bed and wake up at the same time each day. 2. Optimize your sleep environment. Keep the bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Use blackout curtains or an eye mask. Keep clocks out of sight to avoid anxiety. Invest in a good pillow or mattress topper for joint support. 3. Avoid these sleep disruptors. TV or phone screens within 1 hour of bedtime, caffeine after 2 p.m., heavy meals late at night, long naps during the day, limit to 20 to 30 minutes. 4. Talk to your doctor. Ask about possible sleep apnea, especially if you snore or wake up gasping, medications affecting your sleep, safe short term use of melatonin or herbal remedies, referrals to sleep specialists if needed. You've earned your rest. Not just naps in a chair, but deep, nourishing sleep that allows you to wake up truly restored. Sleep isn't a sign of weakness, it's the foundation of strength. So give yourself permission to sleep like your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Reason number 4, not challenging the mind daily. Your brain doesn't grow old because of time, it grows old because of disuse. And while your body may slow down with age, your mind was never meant to sit still. Yet many seniors quietly slip into a routine that no longer stimulates the brain. Same shows, same meals, same conversations, fewer new ideas, fewer surprises, fewer mental sparks. You may feel fine, but slowly something changes. You forget more names. You lose track of the day. You avoid trying new things because they feel too much. You tell yourself, I'm retired now, I don't need to learn anymore. But the truth is, a bored brain begins to shrink, and a shrinking brain can quietly shorten your years, long before physical illness sets in. Your brain is like a muscle. When used, it grows stronger. When ignored, it atrophies. Lack of stimulation leads to slowed memory recall, decreased attention span, weaker problem solving ability, emotional flatness or depression, higher risk of dementia and Alzheimer's, loss of purpose and identity. In fact, research shows that seniors who engage in daily mental stimulation have a 30 to 40% lower risk of cognitive decline, even in their 70s, 80s, and beyond. Mental inactivity doesn't feel dramatic at first. That's what makes it so sneaky. Some signs include spending most of the day passively watching TV, avoiding puzzles, reading, or writing, feeling confused when learning something new, saying, my memory's just not what it used to be, and giving up on improving it, feeling foggy or bored but not knowing why. Mental decline isn't always about disease. Sometimes it's about disconnection from curiosity. After retirement or after losing loved ones, routines shrink. You no longer need to plan, solve, or organize. Technology becomes intimidating. Social groups dissolve. It's easier to just do what's familiar. But without novelty, your brain stops growing. And without growth, it starts forgetting who you used to be. You don't need to go back to school. You just need to wake up your mind gently, joyfully, and regularly. 1. Read something new every day: books, articles, even poetry. Choose topics that challenge or inspire you. If reading is hard, try audiobooks or podcasts. 2. Write, even a little. Keep a journal. Write letters to friends or family. Reflect on old memories and lessons. 3. Play brain activating games. Crossword puzzles, Sudoku, word games, or memory games. Brain training apps designed for seniors. 4. Learn something you've never tried before: a new recipe, a foreign language, even a few phrases, how to use a new device, how to paint, crochet, or take photos. Learning doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be alive. 5. Engage in deep conversations. Talk about ideas, memories, or current events. Ask someone younger to teach you something. Share your wisdom. Don't keep it locked inside. You've lived a life filled with lessons, but your mind still has room for more. You don't stop growing because you've aged. You age faster because you've stopped growing. So feed your mind. not out of fear, but out of respect for the beautiful brain that has carried you this far. You are not too old to learn. You are simply ready to remember how alive learning makes you feel. Reason number five, carrying unprocessed emotional weight. You've survived so much loss, change, disappointment, moments you never thought you'd make it through, and yet here you are. But just because time has passed doesn't mean the pain has. You may not cry about it anymore, you may not talk about it much, but deep down, your body remembers the resentment that never got resolved, the guilt you never forgave yourself for, the anger you tucked away, the grief that never really left. This is what we call unprocessed emotional weight. And it may be one of the quietest, most dangerous reasons why many older adults don't live long past 80. Not because of what happened, but because of what was never healed. When emotions are buried, especially for decades, they don't disappear. They settle in the nervous system. They live in the gut. They whisper through tension in the shoulders or a racing heart at night, or sudden bursts of irritation you can't explain. And over time, they become chronic stress, insomnia or poor sleep, weakened immunity, high blood pressure, digestive issues, heart disease, lower life expectancy. Science confirms it. People who carry repressed emotions have higher rates of inflammation and even cancer. It's not just in your head, it's in your whole system. These signs are common, but often ignored or misunderstood. Feeling heavy or emotionally numb, even when life is calm, becoming easily irritated or withdrawn, avoiding certain memories or people, replaying regrets in your mind, having physical symptoms that don't seem to have a clear cause, being unable to fully relax, even in safe moments, saying things like, that's, that's just how I am now. There's no point revisiting the past. But healing doesn't mean reliving everything, it means releasing what no longer needs to stay. Older adults carry decades of emotion, some of it deeply buried. The parent you never forgave, the friend you never said goodbye to, the child who never called back, the version of yourself you still criticize. You may not have had the space, support, or tools to process it back then. But now, you have wisdom. You have time. You have the right to unpack the weight you've carried for too long. Healing doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes the quietest moments are the most powerful. 1. Acknowledge what you're carrying. Name the feeling anger, regret, grief, betrayal. Say it out loud or write it down. Sometimes naming the pain is enough to start softening it. 2. Journal with intention. Ask yourself, what do I still need to forgive? What have I never said but wanted to? Write a letter you don't send. Let the words move from your chest to the page. 3. Speak to someone you trust, a friend, a counselor, a spiritual guide. Sharing your story is not weakness, it's strength. You don't need to relive everything, just let some air in. 4. Practice gentle forgiveness. Forgiveness isn't approval, it's freedom for yourself. Start small. I release myself from carrying this today. 5. Create rituals of release. Light a candle for someone you miss. Walk in nature and let go of a thought with each step. Tear up an old letter and let it go with grace. You've carried a lifetime, but you don't have to carry it all the way to the end. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not the pain others left behind. You are still here, still worthy of lightness, still able to lay it all down and breathe deeply again. Because sometimes the most important thing you can do to live longer is to finally stop carrying what's been weighing you down. Living past 80 isn't just about luck or good genes, it's about the quiet choices we make every day, often without thinking. Eating too little, staying too silent, sleeping poorly, letting the mind grow still, carrying pain that never had space to heal. These are not mistakes, they are invitations, soft reminders from your body and soul saying, there's still time to change, there's still time to live differently, there's still time to live fully. You are not too old to turn things around. You are not too far gone to grow again. You are not running out of time. You are returning to what matters most. If this video helped you see your life and your habits in a new light, please like this video. It helps others find it too. Subscribe to True Senior Wisdom for more healing, heartfelt guidance each week. And in the comments, tell us, which of these 5 habits do you want to gently shift, not for perfection, but for peace? Because here we don't chase youth. We honor the beauty of growing older with clarity, with care, and with courage. You still have time. Let's use it wisely. Together.